can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. Saw you in the red dress. I can't seem to understand how you got all that finesse. Still been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead.
Send your podcast to the great boy. Good morning, everyone. I'm in the process of getting all across everything. I got a new stream deck. I bought it a while ago, but I've just set it up over the last few days. So I'm just getting used to all the new buttons and bits and pieces. So if you're not aware of what a stream deck is, it is a product that has a bunch of little LCD screens on it. And you can set them up to do certain things. So rather than me having to click the mouse and try and work out which program I need to go into, in theory I'll be able to just click on buttons and things, transitions will happen. So, for example, I can flick to the stream is starting and just press that via one button, and you guys should be able to all see that the stream is starting. Or that I might click over to my new stream schedule. So these are the times that I'll be on playing Arena, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I may jump on outside of that because, you know, magic is life. But in reality, that's the schedule that I'll be sticking to, at least for the foreseeable future. And you know, I may modify it as time goes on to suit around what people want, including myself, my family, and what you guys want. So something to consider. Without further ado, let's click into Magic. So what's been happening since we last jumped on? Well, obviously Kaladesh dropped, and we did a particularly stellar sealed event where we got some cards. That was probably the highlight, is that we got some cards. So I got crushed horribly. I forgot how awesome energy is. But yeah, big fan. Kaladesh is definitely going to add an extra element to the historic and scene. It's not standard legal, so just something to be aware of. Yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. It's pretty cool. I'm just having a sip of my coffee. I hope everyone's got their beverage of choice, depending on what time it is, depending on what you want to do. Yeah, so Kaladesh has been received fairly well. A lot of my friends have been talking to me about it as well, saying that, oh, you know, remember this Cub card? Do you remember this card? The Pummeler, do you remember this? Do you remember that? So I haven't done a huge amount of research into different historic decks with it, but a lot of people are very excited. So that's cool, I think. So looking at what we've got on the agenda for today, basically we want to kick over, do the 20 white black spells, and there's actually a deck that will sit in nicely with that. So we'll review that in a moment, but that's a black-white cleric deck that Dequan, a mate of mine, has been looking at and mucking around with on stream. So yeah, short long story is I have found a list and I'm going to give it a run and see how we go. We've got our Wheels of Power with a 250 gold there to pick up, but obviously 15 pips to knock over. We've also had our XP wheel tick over for a new week, so that's pretty cool as well. As far as our mastery is going, let's check that out. So we're at 87. We have some pretty cool stuff coming up, hopefully in this week. We're not too far away from actually finishing it out all in all. So we're at 86 and 130, so it's not too bad. We should be able to finish that within the season, hopefully. I hope the music's not too loud. I'm just thinking it might be a little bit loud, so I might turn it down a little bit. Although I do enjoy it, you guys might not enjoy it as much when you can't hear anything. Okay, so that's the challenges that we've got currently. Let's have a look at the store and see what's going on. Oh, gold. Should I spend 50 gold to get 550 gold? What do you reckon, guys? I love the sound of that. Ooh, money bags. Okay, so let's do that. Like it. Other things are just some card art. Obviously there's some that I've already got just because of different events, etc. So that's okay. We've also got a pack to open. Zendikar Rising. So I think we've got the majority of rares. So it would be a bit of an event if we got a card versus getting some gems. But let's see. Got some gems. That's okay. Fearless Fledgling. Crazy bird. Yeah. Okay, some defense. Counter target creature spell unless its controller pays 1 plus an additional 1 for each creature in your party. It's pretty good. Synchronized Spellcraft. 4 damage to target creature and X damage to creature's controller, where X is the number of creatures in your party. Yep. So for those of you that aren't aware, the mechanic of party comes from, it's from the Kaladesh set obviously, but it's got to do with like a D&D party. So you'll have a wizard, you'll have a cleric, you'll have a warrior, and you'll have a rogue. So you have those 4. In essence, what that means is this synchronized spellcraft costs one red and 4 other. It deals 4 damage to target creature, and if you had all 4 members in your party, it would also deal 4 X damage, being that 4 damage to the creature's controller, where X is the number of creatures in your party. So if you only had a warrior and a rogue, it would do 2 damage. Yeah. Same thing with this one here. Pay 1 blue, counter target creature spell unless its control pays 1 plus an additional 1 for each creature in your party. So if you had the 2, so the warrior and the rogue, you'd have to pay 1 just generally, and then you'd have to pay an extra 1 for the warrior and an extra 1 for the rogue. So in the case of if you had a full party, you'd have to pay 5 to keep your stuff or to get counted. Pretty good. Pretty good. What else I got here? Strength of Solidarity, choose target creature. +1/+1 counter on it for each creature in your party. Look at the top 5 cards in your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any blah blah blah. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, draw a card. Okay, so have a look. If you don't find anything you like, you get to draw a card. A Core Wizard for 1 white and 2 other. Farsight Adept. It's pretty cool. Very Storm-esque artwork there. When Farsight Adept enters the battlefield, you and target opponent each draw a card. It's pretty good. 3 for a 3/3 with an ability. Like it. Turn Timber Ascetic. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, this dude, giant cleric, he is, and he looks like he's blind. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. So it's 1 green, 4 other for a 5/4, which in itself is pretty good. And you get to gain some life. And then this one here, as I was saying before, the Fearless Fledgling, 1 white, 1 other for a griffin creature, crazy griffin. But landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Fearless Fledgling. It gains flying until end of turn. It's not give it +1/+1 until end of turn. It is a +1/+1 counter. Pretty good. And it gets to fly. So all of a sudden it becomes a threat. Not a bad booster. Pretty happy with that. If I got open this in a draft, let's assume that the rare was not something that we're interested in. What would I pick out of these? I'd probably go for the Fearless Fledgling myself. I might go for the Farsight Adept if it was a creature sort of situation. The defense is not bad depending on what type of deck you're going to build. It's actually a fairly good pack all in all. So I'd probably go 1, 2, tied third for those ones. These are good situationally, those ones. I would say removal obviously always wins out, but this is for 1, putting a +1/+1 counter. It gets large in charge pretty quickly. And as most of you are aware, I like getting smaller creatures and making them bigger. So, okay. Alright, so let's go and have a look at the decks that we'll be using today. So I've been running the Rogue deck quite a bit, which has been awesome fun. I had a look at the stats on it last night. And I'm running at about 58, 57, 58% win-loss ratio, which is really high. So what that, if you don't know what that means, basically you take 100% of the games you play with a particular deck, and how many wins you've got is the percentage that people will say. So that's pretty good. We've got the challenge, the black-white challenge, so I thought we'd do the cleric deck that I mentioned earlier, so let's have a bit of a look at that. We need to change the lands for a start, so actually let's do that before we go into it. So we've got some plains and we've got some swamps. Because anyone that's familiar with the channel will fully understand that I think these lands are pretty large. And swamps. Swamp. Oh, that was cool. I saw a skeleton. Oh, that's pretty hectic. There we go. Okay, so let's put this up here so we can have a bit of a look. So as far as what we've got, Speaker of Heavens, so 1-drop 1/1, Vigilance and Lifelink. When you've got 7 life, more than your starting life total, you can tap it and create a 4/4 angel, which is pretty cool. Archfiend's Vessel, e.g., hey, I'm a 1/1 duty. If I get played from my graveyard, I turn into a demon. I summon a demon. Pretty cool. It's got lifelink, which is nice as well. Erebos's Intervention, 1 black and X. Choose one. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. You gain X life. Exile up to twice X target creatures from graveyards. So it's good for the mirror match. It's good for those sorts of decks that cause that use their graveyard to cause damage. So, for example, the cycle deck. This is like, with a lot of mana behind it, it's very devastating. You just go, oh yeah, cool, I'll just pick out all these cards. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've got this spell that does X damage and I gain X to the power of 2 life back. Oh, I have no graveyard, so I have no cycling cards, which means it does nothing or very little. So not too bad. That's just the 1-drops. Going on to the 2-drops. So the 1-drops means 1 mana cost plus. So in the case of the X spell that I've got here on the screen, yeah, it's 1 minimum of 1. You wouldn't pay it for 1. In the 2-drops, so we've got the Luminarch's Aspirant. It's 1 white, 1 other for a 1/1. At the beginning of combat each turn, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Unanswered, it can get really, really big, or can make things really, really big really, really quickly. Null Priest of Oblivion, just a singleton for this one. Vampire Cleric, it's got Menace, which means it needs to be blocked by 2 creatures, not just a single creature. It's also got Lifelink, and you can kick it, which means you can pay extra cost. So if you wanted to, you can pay it for 1 black, 1 other, and get a 2/1 Menacing Lifelink, which is still pretty good. Or if you've got the mana sitting there, you can actually kick it. So it's 2 black and 4 other. When the Null Priest of Oblivion enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Why is that important? Well, it's pretty cool if you can return this guy back and get that 5/5 demon. Okay, so then we start getting into the other cards that are multi in this. So another 2-drop, but this one's a black and a white. Creature, Vampire Cleric. Whenever another cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Cleric of Life's Bond. So, can get quite large and in charge pretty quickly. Dire Tactics, it is a 4-of for that cleric, and we have a 4-of the Dire Tactics. Exile target creature. If you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. For 2, exile something. It's pretty damn good. Going on to 3 drops, we've got some equipment. So we've got the Maul of the Skyclaves, 1 white, 2 other. When it enters the battlefield, attach it, and that thing, whatever it gets attached to, gets +2/+2 flying and first strike. Pretty cool. Just come out of nowhere and just cause serious damage. Basri Ket is a planeswalker, white planeswalker, so it's 2 white, 1 other. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Just don't they know I'm streaming? Like, you know, seriously. Okay. That's sorted. Alright, moving on with our life. Where's our music? Where's our music gone, I tells ya? Alright. There we go. Bit of tunes. Alright, getting back into it. Basri Ket, Planeswalker. 2 white, 1 other. So a little bit tougher to play with the 2 white, but that's okay. So it's a 3 loyalty. Is it loyalty? Is that what I'm saying? Yeah. Planeswalker, for +1, put a +1/+1 counter on 1 target creature. It gains indestructible. Pretty good for pushing in a bit of life gain damage. Whenever -2, whenever 1 or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many +1/+1 white creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. So just charge in with a bulk amount of stuff, it gets even more. -6, you get an emblem. With at the beginning of your combat turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So it's pretty powerful. If it doesn't get answered, this planeswalker does not get answered, you're going to push that damage through pretty quickly. Call of the Death Dweller, there's 2 of these in the deck, so the idea would be that you get to return something that you need. I would suggest that returning Archfiend's Vessel, 2 of those from the graveyard into play, so that they can sacrifice themselves and become 5/5 demons. It seems fairly strong. It is a sorcery, so just be aware of that. So return up to 2 target creature cards with a total converted mana cost of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a Death Touch counter on either of them. Then put a Menace counter on either of them. So you can make them Death Touching, menaced 5/5 demons if you were to return 2 of those vessels. Pretty good. Excuse me. Demon's Disciple. It's a human cleric. When Demon's Disciple enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. It's a bit of removal. Pretty cool. Tabarak's Hope's Demise. It's a 2 of. Legendary creature, which is why it's only a 2 of. Demon Cleric. It's 3 drops. Pretty cool. Flying. Tabarak's Hope's Demise has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more +1/+1 counters on it. You can see the mechanics of this deck are designed to drop counters onto things. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose a life. Pretty good. Pretty good. Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose, a bit of an all-star for has been for quite some time. Yeah, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, and you can give everything lifelink. It's pretty gas. It's a 3.13. A Demonic Embrace, 2 black, 1 other. Yet again, the 2 of a colour makes it a little bit challenging at certain times. This is an enchantment aura. So enchanted creature gets +3/+1 and has filing. Yes, it can file its nails. Flying, maybe. and is a demon in addition to its other types. You may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its cost. A little bit of recursion there, just to get you that extra bit of damage, maybe to win the game. Agadem's Awakening. Short long the story is, bring all of your, not all, a lot of your creatures back, including the vessel. Pretty gas, pretty cool thing. So just be aware of that. That's a fairly strong. Mangara the Diplomat, lifelink, human cleric 2/4. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you or a planeswalker you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. So it just makes it a little bit tougher for people to attack optimally into you. They do that, you get to draw a card. If you draw a card, it means you can play more things. If you play more things, it means that they're potentially not going to be able to keep pushing damage through. 2 of the cards that are removal, so basically it's 2 black and 2 other. Destroy target creature, pretty useful. If they don't control a basic land, it costs 1 less, so it would be 2 black and 1 other. It's good to have a little bit more removal. The other thing about this too is it helps with your fixing, although it does come into play tapped. You can choose not to play it as a black land. We have 3 of the Skyclave Hierophant Aura. Core Cleric, lifelink. Whenever Aura, Skyclave Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh look, Vessel is a cleric. It seems a little bit mono in regard to what it's trying to do. Cool, so that's one of the decks that we're looking at playing today. That'll be the first one. The other one that we'll look at playing is just an update on the mono red. Todd would be super chuffed if he saw this, so we just won't tell him. So we got 4 Fervent Champions, 4 Fireblades, pretty standard. The removal suite is there with some fire prophecies. Rim Rock Knight, Rob the Rich. It's just pushing huge amounts of damage. This is a new addition. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. So it's like Fling, but in a land form. And it costs a little bit more, but that's okay. Phoenix of Ash, 3 drops, so 2 red and 1 other. Flying Haste. Phoenix of Ash gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Escape, so you can bring it back from your graveyard. Pretty damn cool. If you do that, it's 2 red and 2 other. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. Phoenix of Ash escapes with a +1/+1 counter, making it a 3/3 flying hasty birdie. Nice. Torben, just making all of those smaller red creatures do a huge amount of damage instead. Embercleave, the Sword of Destiny, just allows us to be able to get that double strike +1/+1, and then we've got some land, including the good old Castle Embereth, allowing us to make things a little bit bigger. So pretty stock standard, nothing too exceptional there. It does have a sideboard, not that we play a lot of best of 3, but yeah, just for completeness sake. This will be our, once we finish the challenge, we're going to grind some games with this and try and get some victories down to help us with our leveling. Speaking of that, so currently we're at Diamond Tier 4 with 14 days to go, so we've got 2 weeks to make it count, so it's time to get started. First things first, standard, pick the right deck, and we're just going to get in and cast some black and white spells, get that unlock done, and then roll into some rowdy red with the goal of actually crushing our enemies, see them driven before us and hit a lamentation. Be damn cool. Okay, is this a keeper? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. Yeah, I think it is. We'll just slow ourselves down a little bit. Just from the point of view of doing the ye old fabled passage on the first turn. Not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know what my opponent's doing. I think they're scared. Maybe not. Alright. So, first things first, say hi. Don't you say you okay, so okay, yeah. Unfortunately, we did not draw the land, so it is what it is. We'll just rock on with our plan. No attacks. Let them do their thing. No thanks. Go for gold. Gain some life. Good on you. Okay. Go there. Whoops. Probably should have played that before I played the land that gained us 1 life. But anyway, shoulda, coulda, woulda. No attacks. Don't yet have the ability to be able to return anything back from our graveyard. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Vampire, human. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now all of a sudden we've got the ability to make a 5/5, so that's good. I don't like this getting as large as it is, so it's got to go. Yeah, you can make it indestructible, right? But it's still going to get exiled. So, okay. So the idea would be at this point in time, I think they might, if they haven't got something to play big, they might actually just tap this down and then attack him for 3. We'll see what they've got. Okay, it's pretty hardcore. Yeah. No blocks for now. Okay. Play this. We really need another land. No attacks, and when they attack him with this, I'll block with that. See where we end up, eh? Yeah. Okay.
Space, time.
Here we go.
We are nerds.
It's always interesting when you play a brand new deck, like that you haven't played before, because I'm like, is that the correct play? Is this the correct play? No attacks for this turn. Not yet. Oh, look out. Guessing this is going. The 6/6. No! Okay. Yeah. So, gain life, make things bigger, is that the plan? No blocks. Okay. Yeah. Tap that down and then attack him for 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll block that with that. Or do they have removal? Okay, so basically what I think my opponent's going to do is tap this down with this, so then they can get in for 5, 6, 7, 14, and I'll have to block the 7. Which is a solid move, don't get me wrong. But my plan is going to be next turn to win. No, maybe not. It's to play as many spells as I possibly can. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still just a little bit short. What have we got creature-wise? Only one creature. And then, why has the music stopped again? What's going on? Why? Why for? What are they gonna sacrifice? The dog. Little doggy. I'm in trouble. That's it. Good game. They got me. They got me. That's why the red deck's there, because I know that we're going to get pizzled a little bit while I learn how to play this deck. And we got halfway, so that's okay. So in theory, we'll get one more game. We'll get that. We'll get the victories, and then we can go to red deck. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, it's okay. Hello. Yes, more land is always good. I appreciate more land. Go black. I should have gone white actually, but anyway. 1 and 2. Yay! First blood for us. And we gained some life too, isn't that cool? Big fan. Yep, okay, so you can make some moves. Is that correct? Is that the only thing it does? Its controller adds 1 extra whenever... Okay, cool, so it just becomes a bit bigger run. Okay. Kill one of my fangs. Not the best, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna do a bit of this, and then you're gonna do a bit of this. So we've got a little bit of removal in hand and a few creatures that if we get another land that we'll be able to play. So I think first off we'll play Old Mate, Aura. I do really like the art. The artwork on Magic cards still to this very day, after many years of being into Magic, I still get amazing feelings when I look at the art. Feelings? There you go, it's a word I don't use very often as a dude. Yeah. So my opponent has a lot of mana that they're tapping and right, they're getting some more land. Cool. Yep. Kill that. Okay. So we're just going to keep chipping away at this stage into them and see what happens. Old Mate's going to get a bit large. I think what they'll probably look at doing is playing... Oh, okay. Or not. Bizarre. I would have thought that they would have played the Beanstalk Giant, but what would I know? I'm going to play Old Mate here because I've got more of those in the deck than I do Mangara. Yeah. Oh, not what I wanted them to put out. Yeah. Get some land out there and see what happens. Alright, so I think they'll probably play a giant this turn, maybe. That's what I would do, but I've got the answer to that in here. Hey Jund, where you going with that gun in your hand? Hold. Be careful, I might get a copyright strike for that. Yeah. Cool. Excuse me. So I put up a new schedule for our streaming on Twitch, and actually it's punched. No, that's a bad idea. Yeah, so the idea would be that with the new stream, 3 days a week, maximising. I might do more. It's possible. Why do they keep shooting me? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Last turn I didn't understand why you shot, and then, but I guess they were hoping they'd hit another Uber. So we're going to take 6 damage now. Is that the plan? Yeah. Play another land. Play a cleric. Take 2 damage. Okay. Lots and lots and lots of land. Yeah. There it is. Hurt myself for 1. My opponent keeps saying good game like it's over. Good game, you're out. How many did we play that time? Was it enough? Yes, it was. We achieved our objective for that. We did get a pack as well, which will open a bit later in the stream. Okay, so we've got our obligatory challenge out of the way. Let's go and burn some face. Let's see where we end up then. It is very hot here today. Oh, very hot. It's quite warm, let's say that. To the point where my other half and I were out the back in our house and were doing, well, she was doing some gardening and I was talking to her. And it's like, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, man, it's so warm already. You know, crazy level of heat. Alright, finally got a game. Let's get a bit concerned now. Thinking, what do I smell? Don't answer that, chat. Stop it. Ah, a draw. Well done to us. Go home, Arena. You're drunk. Oh, itchy. This person's proud of where they live, I guess. Nice. Yeah, it's a bit sketch, but we'll keep it for now. I would have liked a 1-drop to start pushing the damage, but it is what it is. It's got all the elements against you, like this. I don't know if I said hello already. I like where when our pets, when you used to say stuff, they do things because it would remind me. But that's been changed for some reason. Removal, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Sorry. Decline. I'm pretty happy with what I got. Yeah. That is such wicked art, eh? Holy McDooey. Assuming that we have creatures at the start of our attack phase, we swing in with all of them, and then whatever he blocks, we chuck it and bequeath onto. That's the plan. Whether or not that happens is I'm not the boss of that bit. I'm not the boss of the if I have all my stuff by the time it gets to attack step. If not, our follow-up plan will be to drop good old Annex, and if that doesn't happen, then we've got the robber. That's why I kept that hint. Oh! What a naughty little boy. Okay. Let's go this way. Change things slightly. So, he won't fight Pelucanus into Annex, I don't think. Yeah, he might, but it's unlikely. I don't think he'll attack with this. He might. I'll just take the damage on the chin if that's the case, because I don't really mind taking 3 damage. They're currently up against it. Okay, so what do we got here? One green, one, yeah, so they can still fight. Let's just see, push our envelope a little bit. Yes. So, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Block this with a Swarm Shambler? No. Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought you might do. And then they're going to fight with something. So that will fight this. This will die, that won't do damage. What is the... So this does... Okay.
I'm stuck inside of these walls within. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope in getting myself back. Everything around me starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hiding, can't tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where's the pleasure in
Just keep doing damage, hey? Keep pushing damage. So that will die. This will die. That will die. This will do 2 damage. And then next turn, hopefully I'll be able to do what I need to do. I was wondering why they chose to block that, like, or why they chose to do what they were doing, waiting. Yeah. Good old gather. Yeah, kill him. That's all good. Give me a land. That'd be nice. Perfect. 1, 2, excuse me, 3. Excuse me. They play Polukranos. How much do they need to return? 6. And they have 5. That's less than good there. Old mate here can make some wolves. And this one attacks him. Give him upkeep if your opponent's control. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Come on, don't think about the consequences if you want it. Come on, don't worry about the aftermath, you know it's coming. Come on, maybe it says it's all we need just for a minute. Just for a minute, yeah. I need it like a vice.
Okay, so make some wolves or destroy target. So if they destroy target, that's all good for us. They don't destroy target and make some walls. That's less good because then it's a case of whatever we play is going to get shot in the face. But then if they shoot in the face, then I can get this to come back out. Okay.
Stay on track.
Kill this again. Yeah. Damn it. Come on! Just need to push a bit more damage. All over. Unlucky. Sort of awkward the way that we ended up on that one, but oh well. Interesting, my opponents. This is not quick enough. Too slow. Too slow. I don't know what my opponent's thinking about. I must have a very complex deck. Mulligan. Keep. I can go back for now. Okay. Ow. Not so good. I'm up against it again, man. Jeez. I'm gonna keep pushing damage, but I don't seem to be drawing a lot of answers to what I'm up against, which is interesting. Maybe the meta's shifted, and that sort of just outside of that little edge. I guess it's only early days. And they're gonna eat a phoenix. Not a surprise. Yeah, good game. Oh man, I'm getting smoked. Alright, so we're going to give this another run, one more go, and then if not, we'll have to revert back to our old run. Or maybe adventures. What do you think, chat? What do you reckon we should play? We could play rogues. I was sort of the opinion that we're sort of playing that a lot. We have been playing that a lot. With that. I'm alright with them smashing the robber. I have to be, really, so. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Chipping away, slowly but surely. Hopefully that, yeah, cool. I'm alright with them doing that. I prefer that than the other option.
If you play those keys, I'll feel alive. It's the chemistry, I feel it deep, the strength I had lost, revive. Feels to sink in time. It's so heavenly, serenity forever throughout.
Wow. See what happens here, right? We finally got there. We finally got a little victory, but that was... I feel really sorry for my opponent. They didn't really have anything that went their way. It's not ideal. Alright. Yeah, okay. Okay. Pass. That's what we want to see. Some more land. I like it. Ah, Oozington. Troubles. both going to get really big, really, really quick. Take 11, and if they've got a pump spell, they win. Okay, so we've got okay. So we're gonna do 2. Let's see what they do first. They'll block thing, surely. So 4, 8, 9, 10. If I had the 1 extra mana, I would have been able to do lethal then, unfortunately. Damn it. So close. Let's open this pack and see what's going on. Theros Beyond Death. Okay. So rare. What have we got here? Sage of Mystery. Constellation, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target player mills 2 cards. Yeah. Blood Aspirant. 1 red, 1 other. 1/1. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Pay 1 red, 1 other. Tap. Sacrifice a creature or enchantment. Blood Aspirant deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this turn. Flash Enchantment Aura for +1/+2 for 1/1, 1 other. That's pretty good. Mixborn Marauder. 4/3 for 4. It's 2 black, 2 other though. Chain of Memory. 1 red. -4, -0 till end of turn. You get to scry 2. That's pretty full on. Dreadful Apathy, 1 white, 2 other, enchant creature can't attack or block. Pay 1 white, 2 other, exile enchanted creature. Whew. And good old Mogus's Favor. Enchanted creature gets +2, -1, escape. So pay 1 black, 2 other, exile 2 other cards from your graveyard and you can cast it again, which is pretty cool. And oh, look at that! Clerics, Destiny's Hand. Got to be happy with that. Planeswalker for 1 green, 1 white, 2 other. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That's a +1 ability. -3 ability is exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. Exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. Okay. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield for -7. Seems pretty damn good from my perspective. And that was for playing games. Like it. Not a bad boo-boo. Alright. So, I'm not 100% sold. Let's have a look at the other deck. Mono red deck. And see if it performs a little better. Or if it's just the meta's shifted. Because that's possible too. Maybe I just match up wise. It just didn't work for me. Okay. Keep it. Hello. Punchy McGee. Play this. Play this. See, we seem to be pushing. Well, maybe. Maybe I'm just talking it up. Yeah. Please play this. Please make my heart sing. Oh no. Random sound in this song. Yep. Sure. Okay. Two. Three land now. Okay. So try and building up our board state as far as what we can attack with, and then we just go in for the death punch, as it were. But they'll probably flash something in this turn. Okay. But they might. So if we attack with 3, we'll be able to play that, making that a 5, 10, can be lethal if they don't block, but based on what we currently got. See what happens, Fane. Oh! Seems reasonable. +2, yeah? +2. Oh my lord. That's got to be pretty insulting, pretty upsetting. I'd be pretty dirty if someone was beating me. Beating me up with my own crab. Rude. Rude, I tells ya. Yeah. Not surprising, really.
If I could forget just what we had, spend all of my days outside my head, without all these feelings we've been fed.
Yeah.
Everything that I once said, could you move on?
Well, they got 3 still up. That's still a lot. Okay. It's a choice. Let's play that. Have a look. Oh, brutal. Okay. I was hoping that they didn't have that removal spell, but they did, so it is what it is. It would have been pretty epic to like do cool 4 damage, they kill that, and then that does the final lethal point, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, so the equip for this is 3. I don't have any creatures, so that's largely irrelevant. Awesome. Not what we wanted. Oh well, so what about 6, 7? It's been really interesting to go back and have a look at what other things what other options and lines of play I have. So with the YouTube channel, one of the benefits I've found is going back and having a look through the different games I've played and then sort of analysing it after the fact. It's pretty cool. Yes, my opponent is considering how badly they got me beat at the moment. I don't know. Okay. That makes more sense. Oh. Brutal. Off the top. So currently they've got 6, 7 on board that they can attack with this turn, and then next turn they've got lethal and then some. Yeah. So they've got lethal, but let's see what I can say. They get lethal and then some. Good on you. Very cool. Alright, well, I'm going to be right back. I'm back. I'm back. So my partner's just offered to make me a coffee as well. I'm a bit concerned. I just noticed that some of the internet's issue. I'm having some internet connectivity issues. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn the music off for now. I noticed that they were doing some work on the substation just up the road earlier, and that concerns me because it potentially means that no one can see anything, which is not very good. I'm just basically shutting down a bunch of stuff that's not important to what we're trying to do. Just going to turn this music down a little bit. Hopefully that's not too shabby. And we'll keep kicking on. Alright, so where were we? Mono red. This is the old deck that we're using again. Just going through and see what's going on here. Lots of removal, not so much in the small creature department. Oh, alright. Okay. Pitch that back. Done. See what we got. Say hi. There we go. Top deck like a balls. First blood. Looks like we're up against some sort of Selesnya build. Okay, lots of land. I love these sleeves. Sleeves are really cool. Nice. Yeah, sure. Just got an attack step. It's gonna get a bit bigger up. Turn. Okay, banishing light. Guessing that the intimidator is going. Yeah, can't do diddly about it at the moment. Well, or ever, because it's a red deck. My turn. Right there. Keep chipping away. It's cool. Okay. No. Keep chipping away. That's all I can do at the moment. Nicely done. Yeah. Oh, God. One point of damage has cost me the game. Yeah, okay. Good game. Oh. Give me 1 sec.
I've walked this road, the one foretold would lead us home. Our fate's unknown, but time will mend our broken bones. I've held the weight of all these years spent in decay. These times are strange. I never thought I'd see your face again. I know the feelings always fade, but nothing else can
I'm
make
back.
me stay.
I was just checking the internet after seeing the frame rates dropping. I thought I should check it. So you know when we elected a government and they said that they'd put in an internet and it'd be really cool, I don't feel that they followed up on that properly. I don't know what about everyone else thinks, but in Australia we have a national broadband, and then we had a change of government, so they were in the process of building it, and instead of being fibre to the home, they went fibre to the node, and yeah, it's not very good. It's me being polite. It's really inconsistent internet in Australia. There are some very interesting choices. Look at the gilded goose. You gilded goose, you. See a goosey McGee? See if we can push some damage this time. Sorry, this game. Yes. Oh, another one. Look at you, you cheeky. So they're going to go, oh my god, he fell for it. And then they're going to eat something, and I'm going to shoot. It's okay. I'm alright with them gaining 1 life, but I don't want them to have something that's large and in charge. Just attack for 3. Play this. The idea will be that we just push, more damage, more damage. Okay, so next turn, if we draw a land, we put Torben into play. If we don't draw a land, we might be able to end with cleave, depending on what happens. Right, maybe not. No, we still will be able to. So we've got there 4, 2, 1. Let's put this onto this. And then go to next step. Attack. And get through the damage. So my partner and I pay for the top tier of internet, and we get around 40 on speed tests, 38 to 40, which is ridiculous. Like, I get that we live in a remote location by comparison to the sort of like capitals, but yeah, it's disappointing. That is not a keeper, unfortunately. A lot of land, some burn, and a duty. We need a lot more duties. Also not ideal. Bit better. This one to keep them. So we put one land back and one them. I'm going to say hello to my opponent, as you do. And I'm going to push some damage. This bad boy, robber of the rich, and remove their removal. I think goodbye to that guy. Off the top, 2 of the removal spells that I was looking for. Okay. Let's do this. Let's keep chipping away. Put a 4/3 into play that if you target it, you take 2 damage. Yeah. have to attack with the 6/5. Take some serious damage. Okay, we got there in the end. This is an interesting hand that I'm going to keep just because I think it'll be fun to play, but we'll see what happens. If they've got removal, I'm in trouble. Okay. It's different. Bit of Jeskai going on. Impressive. If they block the wall, which I think they probably will. Okay. could be rather interesting. So 10, 12, 14, 16 damage here, plus 3 here. Oh my lord. That's amazing. Play none of that, play this. Did not expect them to play a second one race. That was a bit of a surprise, let me tell you. What are they going to grab? Okay. Okay, I like it. So do they attack in to gain 5? Or do they sit back? That's the question. What do we got here? So 5, 6, 7. I got 4, 6, 1. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Took it down a net of 1. Now they've gone up 4. Excuse me. 4, 5, 6. 5, kick out 7. I need 1 more to be able to do 5 damage. I'll get the damage through everything. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to kill the Fervent Champion with the Fury. Jeez. Okay. Right, let's have a think about this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage straight off. Theoretically we can do this. Yeah, okay. Whew, that was well done. That was a great game. Very, very interesting. Although it was completely blindsided by them having a second Sphinx. Did not expect that. Most decks that I've played get one of those out and then that's the end of it. So another booster open. What do we get for our Mythic? Ooh, Nissa, Shadow Bows. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Nissa of the Blighted of the Shadowed Bowers. Bowers is like the underground, I think, crypt. Not quite crypt, but like where people in the Middle Ages would have lived out of the cold or barrows. That's where that term comes from. +1. Untap target land you control. You may have it become a 3/3 elemental creature with haste and menace until the end of turn. It is still a land. Cool. Sometimes people go, well, what's the big deal of being still a land? There's a lot of removal spells that say that you can do X, Y, Z to a non-land. So that's why. May put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control into the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2+1 from for -5. That is pretty strong. For a 4-drop, comes into play with 4, which is pretty standard. +1, and then what's this one? Do you control the loyalty counter? Wow! So you could play that, play a land, and then bring something back from your graveyard with 2+1/+1 counters. Like it. Pretty strong. Okay, so let's play another game. Play another game and see if we can win some more. Very similar to the last one in the sense of could be good, could be sketchy. It's not a definitive good or bad hand. It's a could be good. Hello to my opponent, Ramonda. Or is it Ramonda? And they got a cool little owl pet. I got a lava beast whose name is Frederick. It's a true story. That's what his name is. Frederick the Lava Beast. Ah, little robber. What are you doing? Rid of my lands for me. It's not very nice. Okay, so let's push the damage. That's what this deck does, right? Cheeky. Bloody hell. Play this, play this. I'm gonna kill this if you attack. Seems fair. Bloody hell. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think that's what we call we're in trouble. That's it. It's all over Red Rover. That was like, ah. Not a lot you could do with that situation when you're both just like, like these Biff and Baff and robots, you know, the robots when you're a kid that used to box and fight each other. Okay, let's open this pack. Okay. Kargan War Leader. Creature Human Warrior. Other warriors you get +1 science. 3 drop for 3. War Mage Familiar. 1 green, 1 blue if you tap it for that. Gain 2 life, yeah. Pretty cool. Mesa Lynx. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. Oh, Mythic. Gotta be happy with that. Got to be happy with that. Alright, so let's see if we can get a couple of wins up. That is not a keeper. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's a little better. So, let's go this way. Yes. Take 5 from the 1/1 that got large. Turn 2, take 5. Wow. I think a cool Khan Slaves. Yeah, cool. So, I got my Khan deck. My Khan deck. The Tron deck that I've been building for a while. Play this. Yeah.
The very first time you face a part of me, yeah, forever changed. Well, I was one of many more, I never had a chance. You had the few off you the world. Some
My
promise you,
opponent doing?
yeah, that I should turn.
Stop thinking so much about what you're doing. It scares me.
I'm just being myself.
If they kill it, I do 5 damage. If they let me do 5 damage, then I've got to have an answer next turn. Because if they kill it, I do 5 damage. So we get in the way of it. Is that the plan? I take 2 damage. And they maybe skip it up. Because next turn we can equip this, which makes a 6/6 double striking trampling behemoth. Unlucky. Very cool. Like the trophy as well. We'll get there. We got Order of Midnight. Yep. 5 of 15. And we've got 35 minutes until the stream is over for today, and I'm going to be ringing my internet provider and asking them if they think it's reasonable for me to be paying for something that I'm not receiving. It's a little bit slower this end, but I'm not unhappy with it because it's got a couple of different options. Creatures to play. Choose type of creature you lose to life until the end of turn. Okay. Seems reasonable. Hopefully they don't have another one of these grasps in hand, because that would suck, but... It is what it is. Meow. Me burn spell, please. No. Okay. Not ideal. Every turn they're just going to keep playing that. Playing this, playing that, playing that, playing that. Yeah. Need to get rid of that Cerberus. Seriously. That's the attack. Yay! Okay. Straight out, skilled it. You get that on the big jobs. Oh my lordy.
Run now, and I might send it on.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's play some land. That'd be cool. What are you going to do? It is what it is. Yeah, okay. I'll lose 3 life, thanks.
We're doing things my way.
Yeah. Sure am, Liliana. Doing things your way, because you're the boss of it. You get a sequence sometime of different things that happen in minus 6, yeah, minus 3, so let's do this. Just 4. Here's. Okay. That was alright, pretty cool. Bit of fun. Alright, so we're having some internet issues. I hope that the stream isn't too bad for you guys. It's probably pretty atrocious looking at it from my side. Getting some pretty big drop rates. But, that being said, I'm thinking that I need to maybe grind some, just try something a little bit different for a little bit. Because the red is just running up against some frustrating inconsistencies. So on the weekend I went to a local market with my partner, and so she wanted to do that with my hands. And I saw a shop that was there selling like board games and things like that. And I was sort of wondering, comment in chat or on YouTube, comment below. What's your favourite board game? What would you recommend as a must-have in your collection? Because from my perspective, there's so many good games that I've played over the years. I find it really difficult to narrow it down. So yeah, I'm interested in what everyone else thinks. And I'll definitely take people's recommendations on board.